What's up, everyone? We are live at 5 here at Broadway.com. It is Tuesday, July 16th. I'm Paul Wontorek.
And I'm Beth Stevens.
And we're joined by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
Oh, I like that. You don't do jazz hands anymore.
I like to switch it up.
Okay,
It's a surprise.
Cool. I'm into it. Beth, who is here today?
We have one of our favorite people ever, Danny Burstein,
Yes.
is here from Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge!
Yay!
Oh my God, they finally made a musical out of Moulin Rouge and Danny Burstein's in it. Yes. Everything's perfect
Life
in the
is
world.
good.
We will talk all about it, but first, today's top 5.
Sugar, butter, sadness.
Oh.
Is that the
Just
recipe?
get me in the heart, why don't you, Caitlin? Just dagger. Yeah, we're going to start with the bad news first. We're going to get it over with, and then we're going to go on to good stuff. So Waitress, the musical, has set its closing date. Now, here's the good news about this.
It's not like Sunday.
It's January 5th.
Right.
So you have a good 6 months or so to get over there. The Brooks Atkinson
That's how they do
Theater.
it nowadays, usually.
That's how they
Right?
do. That's how they do, usually. So it began March 25th, 2016. It feels like it's been here forever, right? It's great. At the time of closing, it will have played 33 previews and 1,544 regular performances. That's nothing to sneeze at.
I think it feels like an even longer run because so many actors have been able to go into
We
it.
couldn't name them all. Can you name all the Jennas
Nope.
in order?
Nope.
In
Sarah
height
Bareilles,
order.
3 times.
There, you're done. So I'm going to reiterate what we said before, which is that Alison Luff and Mark Evans will take over as Jenna and Dr. Pomander, our favorite OBGYN on Broadway,
you like
on
saying
July
that.
23rd. I love saying that. And then Colleen Ballinger, a.k.a. Miranda Sings, and Todrick Hall will join as Dawn and Ogie on August 20th. So
I wonder if Sarah
There you
Bareilles will come back. I'm just throwing it out
these
there.
people are fabulous.
No, well, I know, but there's
just
still
saying.
plenty of time. And are you kidding me? In 5 months of Waitress,
mean
you could
come
have
back
3
like-
different Jennas.
That's true. That's true. Or maybe she'll just like be in the back of the house watching. You never know. Eating pie.
And congratulations are in order to these fresh Emmy nominees.
Yes, Primetime Emmy Awards are happening
Nominations.
on September 22nd, and some of our favorite people got nominated. Hey, Billy Porter. It's all happening. We love it.
You know he's watching,
Congratulations.
definitely.
You've been nominated for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series for Pose, which we love. And, of course, it was also nominated for Outstanding Drama
Yes.
Series. Fosse Verdon. Very exciting for Fosse Verdon. Emmy nominated for Outstanding Limited Series. And also Sam Rockwell and Michelle Williams were both nominated for, of course, playing Fosse and Verdon.
And both Broadway alums.
Yes, and Danny Burstein knows Michelle Williams
He's met
well.
her a couple times.
Yeah. Hey, Bruce Springsteen, you could go EGOT with
Whoa.
your Emmy.
Do you think he's watching? Are you talking to Bruce?
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding me? Every day.
Hi, Bruce. How are you?
He won, didn't win yet. Sorry, I'm just
Nomination.
predicting for Variety Special for, of course, his Broadway, the taping of his Broadway show, Springsteen on Broadway. What else? Viola Davis, she knows all about Emmys. Tony Shalhoub, Laura Linney, Christina Applegate, all these people. James Corden. And also, I was excited to find out that the set design for Rent Live, which I thought was so clever with Jason Sherwood, who's a theater designer, what he did in that amazing, what they did in the space. You saw it in person.
did.
You went to the set.
Live.
I saw it on
It's
TV.
fabulous.
You're VIP. Anyway, that got nominated as well. So congratulations to everyone.
And this queen is returning to Pride Rock.
So we all have The Lion King on our minds because of the movie that's coming out. But On Friday, thank you. But we have news for the Broadway Lion King. I just want to say it like that.
Oh, yeah,
now.
it's still running.
From
It's
now
a big
on.
hit.
Yeah, it's running
Doing well.
now and forever. It's a different kind of cat. Adrienne Walker is returning to the role of Nala on July 16th, and she is replacing Cindy Winters, who will take her final bow. Finals, all relative with the Nalas, on July 14th. So check it out.
Speaking of cats,
Oh,
we are expecting a trailer for the Cats film on Friday, which we buzz about often here.
And I'm very
Correct.
curious. I'm the curious cat.
I'm
stressed
afraid that
out.
it's going to be. I'm afraid it's just going to be like an animated logo, and we're going to think, like you're going to hear like the music,
Yeah.
and then the animated logo. But allegedly,
That
there's
could
a
happen.
trailer coming. So anyway,
And these stage and screen stars are coming together for an exciting project at the New York Theater Workshop.
oh, are they?
Yes,
Their names
they
are
are.
Greta Gerwig and Oscar Isaac, and they will be doing Three Sisters.
You
at New York
love
Theater
Three
Workshop.
Sisters.
We just spoke of my love of Three Sisters
We did.
yesterday because we had Sass Goldberg here, who's starring in Moscow, 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 which
think you
is
got them
a
all.
modern adaptation of Three Sisters, a much shorter version. So the longer version, the real version by Chekhov, will be done. Sam Gold is directing it. He's super talented. This is happening. When is this happening? soon, later in the season, this spring, I think. Greta Gerwig, she of course wrote and directed Lady Bird, which was so great, and a bunch of other indie movie hits. She's playing Masha. Masha. And thank you for the laugh. And Oscar Isaac, how fantastic is Oscar Isaac? He's playing Burstein.
Danny Burstein. He knows.
Burstein.
He's in a real
Drama League nominated for. He played Hamlet. Of course, he got to start in the stage, and now he's like in Star Wars land. So he's like super famous.
Yeah.
Super famous. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you about the plot of Three Sisters. It does involve three sisters, though. That's it.
And we found out who else is going under the sea.
Okay, guys. I'm going to tell you this news story, but I want you to keep on referring to Caitlin Moynihan, who is levitating right now about this.
I'm just so excited.
Situation. Harry Styles, do you hear the sighing? Harry Styles, oh my God.
Literally want to tear up.
So excited, I can't even.
You are tearing up.
She's getting upset, or I mean happy. He was, his singer for One Direction. We know this. He is an early talk, so just
calm down.
One second.
Okay.
To portray Prince Eric in the upcoming live-action remake of The Little Mermaid.
That's going to make a lot of money. I mean, that's a guaranteed hit.
That's correct. So the original Little Mermaid, Prince Eric didn't have any songs, but in the Broadway version, he had 2 solos. Very important to
voice.
mention that he will be singing. We don't have a date for this, but it's Alan Menken. And if you've been following Lin-Manuel Miranda on Twitter, which we all do, he's been at Alan Menken's house working on stuff.
I'm sure Lin will announce the casting on Twitter whenever it's
Probably.
official. That's how these things happen these days. Lin-Manuel Miranda's Twitter is the biggest news outlet there is.
That's
apparently.
correct. It's its own publication. That's right.
But fun fact, Harry Styles was up for the Elvis film.
But
Allegedly, that Baz Luhrmann is making.
Allegedly.
So anyway, he was up for that. And Austin Butler.
Austin Butler, which we announced yesterday, will be playing.
Anyway,
Elvis.
so it's interesting that he wants to do a movie
He has
musical.
great hair.
Clearly.
He should just do something.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
cool.
And on Broadway eventually.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't know if Caitlin can handle it.
Maybe
I
if
can
Aaron
handle it, it's
Tveit's ever
fine.
done with Christian, he can go into Moulin Rouge.
Aaron Tveit's not going to be done for a long time. Okay, so we have other things to talk about.
Yeah, there's photos from the Lion King. They did a screening yesterday.
They did a screening.
Broadway,
Lots
Disney
of Broadway folks went and saw
theatricals
it.
invited a bunch of people to go see the Lion King, so people went.
And we have pictures
And
of
we
them.
have pictures of it.
That's true.
And that's, I think, all we have to say. And
Basically.
Danny Burstein's here.
It's summer.
So we have a lot to talk about.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Thank you, Beth. Caitlin, why don't you tell everyone about Mr. Burstein?
Gladly. Yes, we have Mr. Danny Burstein here with us in the studio today. He is currently in previews of Moulin Rouge, which is set to open on July 25th. He is a 6-time Tony nominee. He's a legend. He's here with us. His long resume includes hits like Fiddler on the Roof, Cabaret, Golden Boy, Follies, Dressy Chaperone. He was in My Fair Lady, Company, Titanic. If I named everything, we'd be here forever because this is his 18th Broadway show. He's a legend. Follow him on social media at Danny Burr. And please leave all of your questions in the comments below. Please welcome Danny and Paul.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Yay. Beth, you did a great job.
Oh,
Wonderful.
I appreciate that. I think she called you a legend twice.
I know. I'm a double
paragraph.
legend, apparently.
And you blush and kind of giggle when you hear that.
I do, because I'm just the kid from the Bronx.
You're just
know?
that kid. Well, that's what
Danny
I love about
Burstein.
you.
Well,
That you are kind of legendary now, and you're also just that kid.
yeah, I'm just trying to do my thing. And
Just do your thing.
I love going to work every day and just being a normal person. You know, I think of myself as a union guy, like a plumber.
Right.
If I were a plumber, no one would be patting me on the back. I wouldn't be here with you. But it's just, these is one of the perks. This kind of thing is one of the perks
Just a
that
plumber.
goes along with
I love it. You're just a plumber.
being an actor. Yeah.
Broadway plumber.
Broadway plumber, Broadway's plumber, Danny Burstein.
And
I'm
Broadway,
never gonna live that
I
down.
believe Broadway vet for like 27 years now.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the number keeps growing, right?
Yeah,
Over
well,
time.
the older I get.
There's a lot of numbers. So there's
Yeah.
there's that number. Then how many Moulin Rouge? By the way, he's in
Yeah.
Moulin Rouge, the Al Hirschfeld Theater. And
Yeah.
you may have heard of it.
Yeah, come
you
see
will
us.
hear of it if you haven't.
Yeah.
because it's fantastic and it's going to be
That's
a
why
huge
my
hit.
nails look like this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love the
Thank you.
nails.
Thank
When
you.
I saw you at the press event last week, I
Thank
didn't.
you.
Thank you. I love those nails. They're pretty great.
Thank you.
So you're like I'm trying to think of the other roles that are nail specific on Broadway. Isn't like Elphaba? I think is nail.
Does she do
Who
something
else
with her nails?
has Sally Bowles
Sally
always had
Bowles,
special
black
nails.
nails,
So
yeah.
you're in that
Right.
group now. So congrats.
It's an honor.
So how many Broadway shows? now?
18.
Okay, 18, and then 6 Tony nominations. That's another number.
That
there's
is-
a lot of, there's a lot of
yeah.
numbers. A lot of numbers to deal with.
Yeah. Well, you get old, that happens.
19 years with your beautiful wife, Rebecca Luca, right?
Yes,
Am I right
that's
about
right,
that?
yeah.
Next year will be 20 years. I noticed that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of good
That's
numbers.
true.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing Broadway.com?
19 years. That's
That's a big year.
By the way, Broadway.com, I was doing the math. Broadway.com launched 1 month before you and Rebecca got married.
Really?
So we're your marriage and my marriage to Broadway.com are very much in line.
Next year, 20 years.
It was
for
a double
both of us.
wedding.
How
It's like the Brady brides.
Masha, Masha, Masha.
Ah, look at that. It's beautifully done.
Full circle.
Full circle.
So let's talk about what is happening on 45th Street,
Wonderful.
just west of 8th Avenue, because it is amazing. You walk into the theater, first of all,
Yeah.
and it's
And your mind is blown.
it's crazy. I mean, and like I said last week, then they do a show too, but it feels like a show, just the design show of just going
Yeah.
in that space.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a pre-show where some people are walking around enticing the audience.
And the entire audience is Instagramming things.
Yes,
because
they
it's,
are.
Yeah, because it's amazing.
Because you've never seen anything like it. You've never felt a vibe quite like that on Broadway. And it's also the most beautiful of my 18 Broadway shows. And of anything I've ever seen growing up here in New York, I've never seen anything like this. It is the most beautiful show I've ever been a part of. It's gorgeous. It's mind-blowing. You walk in the door and you go, holy cow, this is incredible. And you've just walked in the door. And then the show happens, and that's pretty good too.
Beth and I were actually talking today that Alex Timbers, your director, he really has brought this experience thing to Broadway. It's kind of a downtown aesthetic, right? We saw that happen in off-Broadway first. But what's great about it is that it's not just a gimmick to get you in to watch an okay show. It actually feels like the whole thing goes together,
you feel
right?
like you're in the Moulin Rouge. You feel like you're part in an event. Exactly right. And that's why it is so different and unique on Broadway.
So you told me that you had not seen one of my favorite films of all time, Moulin Rouge with an exclamation point.
Right.
You somehow weren't at the Ziegfeld.
Well, no, I wasn't. I saw it about 5 years ago. Yeah.
I know where you were. You were at the Ambassador Theater covering for Lonnie Price in Class Act. Yeah, I did the math. That's what you were doing when we were all having our minds blown at the movies watching Moulin Rouge. You were in Broadway land. Yeah. So you
I was
missed
busy.
it.
Yeah, I did miss it.
You missed it.
But now, having seen it and having enjoyed it and having worked with Baz and having him around, it's pretty cool.
And he's around.
He is around,
which really surprised me. He's around a lot.
And his wife, Catherine Martin, as well.
Wow.
CM. is what we
Longtime
call her.
collaborator, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
and also a freaking genius.
Yeah.
And they both are.
So what's it
incredibly
like
brilliant.
having him around?
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's very nice.
Wasn't there like one of the photo shoots you guys did? Didn't he he was
He
involved?
did it for Vogue. He
Right,
took
like
our
he-
pictures. He did the photo.
He
shoot
actually
for Vogue.
took the photograph.
Yes, he was, behind the camera going, okay, live it, breathe it.
that.
The whole thing. It was just like, it's like you were in one of his movies, But it was, so cool at the same time. We were all there, and they really just went to town and zhuzhed us all up, and it was great. Kind of an amazing experience.
So last summer you went up to Boston and did it, and you did Moulin Rouge up there at the Colonial, the newly refurbished Colonial Theater.
And it's gorgeous.
It is
Go to that
gorgeous.
theater. It is gorgeous.
And so you kind of, I'm assuming that once that run started, you said, oh, this is something. I mean, it was kind of obvious, I think, the minute you guys took the stage that this was connecting with people, that this was working.
Yeah,
what,
you
what was the
never
experience
know.
like?
You never
bringing
know.
it now?
Well, I first got involved because Alex gave me a call and he said, meet me. I'd like to talk to you about this. I'm sending you the script for Moulin Rouge. And in a week, I'd like to talk to you. So we met at a diner. And he said, I'd like you to do this role.
What's the role?
And Harold Zidler, ladies and gentlemen, coming at you live.
He runs the joint.
He runs the joint, yes. He is the impresario of the Moulin Rouge, and he's, bright and funny and sexy and wacky, and he's basically the mother and father of the show, of the company. And So that's how I got involved, and I thought there was a lot of potential in the role and a lot of potential in the show. But you never know, until you get it in front of an audience, whether you're connecting with anyone.
Yeah.
And then, boy, did we!
Yeah.
Our minds were blown, and their minds were blown. So it was kind of a great symbiotic thing that happens. The more the audience got excited, the more we did, and the more we wanted to give them and show them and sing out. And it just became this incredible experience, this event.
And now you were able to bring all that to the Al Hirschfeld Theater, which is actually smaller.
Yeah, it's
right?
tighter, and it's even more intimate. So you're
Yeah.
even closer to the audience, and you really connect with them. And that's my job in the piece, to bring them in.
Yeah.
And it's damn fun.
The energy level in there must just be amazing.
Before we even start,
Addictive.
people are screaming before we even start the show.
As they should, as they should.
I keep thinking, you're like, we haven't done anything yet. Just wait. It even gets better.
Do you have any favorite new? There are a lot of new elements to the stage version of Moulin Rouge in terms of the songs. A lot of new songs, and even the book, and it's really been fleshed out in a beautiful way. Are there any sort of favorite new things that you really love about what
Well, I
they've
get to
come up
sing
with?
Chandelier. That's
Which
something that,
Sia and Danny Burstein.
Yeah, we're like this, by the way. I'm the taller one. I never would have expected ever to be saying those words out loud. But yes, I sing Chandelier by Sia, and it's a thrill every night. It's so much fun.
When do I get that cast recording? When am I going to get to start?
We
listening
are
to that
recording it soon.
nonstop?
I believe we're recording it at the end of the month, I
Good.
think.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Rumored to be recording. Rumored. It's rumored. You never know when they're going to make a cast
Could be the
recording
end of
a
next
big
month, because the way
Broadway
things are going. But we'll
sensation.
see. Yeah, we'll see.
So you open next week,
Yeah.
which is exciting. Broadway opening nights still exciting for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm honestly, between my wife and I, it's like I think of it, it's our 27th Broadway show opening. So having said that, it never gets old. Opening nights, are just a thrill and something to remember forever. And they're really, really very, very special, and something we don't take for granted at all.
How's the company, the Moulin Rouge company?
They're
It's
incredible.
It's a lot of my favorite people.
They're
in one
incredible.
cast.
Can I say assholes?
Yeah, you can say whatever you
There are
want.
no assholes in the company. It's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's bliss. You come to work and you want to hang out with these people anyway, but you're working with them and they're fun and
And
incredibly
everyone is
talented.
working at like 150%.
Yes.
I mean, that's the thing about
Yeah,
this
the show doesn't work unless they are. So it's pretty amazing.
There's a lot of risk taking.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
And you actually, you told me that you got to a point in your career where you said, I want to do the things that are not
That scare
sort
the
of the
hell out of me.
obvious, the things that scare you, and not sort of the obvious next
That's
thing for
exactly
you.
right. I told my agents years ago, I said, don't think of me, after Drowsy Chaperone,
Which was great, by the way.
Thank you very much. I got all these calls for like these Latin lover kind of types. And after South Pacific, I got all these New York wheeler dealer kind of guys, and so on and so on. And after Fiddler, same kind of thing. Old Jews. Then
Hey, you know what? That's a career.
It is
you
right
can make
there.
a career out of that.
But instead, I just kept telling my agents, just keep thinking of me for things that you would have never thought of me for, and put me up for those roles. And I like being the only guy who's completely different in the audition room, and seeing if I could get the job. And I've been very lucky that often I do.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fun part about being an actor, being different and challenging yourself, and like getting into somebody else's shoes and into somebody else's mindset.
Other than the nail polish, what specifically scared you about this one?
Everything, connecting to the audience in that way, enticing them, being sexy.
It's very important that you connect with them. You really do draw them in.
Yeah, and there's a dangerous, sexy side to him that I just don't see myself as, but I see him as, and I think I can bring that to the role.
Everybody knows Danny Burstein's sexy. That's not news to
my
Broadway
calves,
fans.
that's it.
We've seen you do it all.
Thank you.
Do you get any great reactions to the nails? Like,
Oh, yeah.
walking around New York City.
I get a lot of reactions. Yeah, on the subway, people, give you that double take kind of thing. And interesting meeting the mayor of Boston last year. We at the ribbon cutting ceremony, opening the theater back up. He shook my hand like this, and he went, "Hey." He kept staring at my hand. Hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But I take it off once a week, and have them put it on Tuesdays generally. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, Caitlin.
Yes.
What are the people online asking about Mr. Burstein?
Yes, well, funnily enough, James said that he saw on Instagram that you've been trying to better your technique of painting your nails. How's it going? And have you found a favorite bottom top layer yet?
It's a dangerous question. I put out an Instagram today hoping to find a good top layer because I'm waving my hands all the time. Ladies, it's real. This is really.
You mean to get them dry?
To get them dry after you put the thing on. You have to wave them around or put them in front of a fan or something.
Yeah.
And I've never gone to a place before to get a manicure. I've either done them myself or mostly Caitlin Maxwell backstage, who's in the wig room, has taken care of me. God bless Caitlin.
Yeah.
And she's been doing me because my nails and because when I tried, it was a disaster.
Really?
It was a disaster, Paul. I mean, I had nail polish everywhere. I'm not doing that anymore.
That's
But
so
I
funny.
can't help you. Sorry. What else we got?
Yeah, so Sam wants to know, what is it like to be so up close and personal with all the amazing dancers when they're just doing the high kicks and the cans and you're right in the middle of it?
It's great. It's an amazing group of people. It's also wonderful to be working with such incredibly talented people, as well as being nice people. But we've become, over the past year, a great family. And that's, even more important to me at the end of the day, what kind of people they are and what they bring to the theater every single day.
It must be nice when you do something, a year ago, and then you have that time away from each other, and then you kind of get back into the rehearsal room.
Yeah.
And everything just is stronger, and there's more
It
of a
is.
history with everyone.
It's exactly right, and there's more history. And when you come back on stage, you come at it in a renewed way with a slightly different perspective, and also a lived-in perspective. So the general nerves that you had starting out a piece aren't there anymore.
Right.
And also, we all went in so many different directions. I did so much TV and a couple of films, and
My Fair
my
Lady.
4 months in My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
So coming back to it was, it felt like a fresh start of something really familiar and yet new.
Cool.
Amazing. And we'll do one last question. So Samara said that you talked about doing things that scares you. What is one of the best risks that you've ever taken in your career?
I got a call from my agent about an independent film where the character was a gay, deaf pedophile that worked in a pizza shop in Maine. And I thought,
Specific.
that's me, of course, because it was so different.
Yeah.
And I wanted to really work to get that role. And I did. And I studied ASL for 2 months and had, different teachers. And the last teacher I had, she said, well, show me what you have, before you tell me anything about yourself. And I did the lines for her. And she said, is there somebody in your family who's deaf? And I thought, oh, yes, I must be making progress, and that was the most challenging and scary thing and different kind of thing that I've ever done. And this role too is kind of different and exciting in that same kind of way. It's so hard what we do. Actually, it really is. The point is, I guess, to make it look easy and make it look enticing and fun. But it is really hard. There's so much work that goes into it. And hopefully over the course of the run, along the continuum, you make it better and better and stronger and deeper and richer and all those good things.
What's your sort of go-to advice you tell young people who look at a career like yours and say, I want that?
To listen. Older actors told me that when I was a kid, and it's the best advice. Make sure you listen every moment on stage. It's as simple as that.
Speaking of being on stage and listening, how are Aaron and Karen
They're
today and Olivo, the
they're great.
fantastic leads?
I literally just left them at rehearsal.
Oh.
They're doing great. Yeah, wonderful. I don't know. I honestly don't know how they do what they do every single night and show up and make it seem fresh and have those voices.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they do it. I never had that. I was never, tall and good looking and had a great voice. I was scrappy. I had to really claw my way to make anything happen. It just seems effortless. They're incredible. They're thoroughbreds. They're incredible. Beautiful, too, both of them.
It's a cast of thoroughbreds.
I hate them.
Danny Burstein,
Both of them. Now it can be told.
thank you so much for coming.
Of course, Paul.
So
Always
Moulin
love seeing you.
Rouge opens next Thursday.
Yeah, the 25th.
Very exciting. He's going to figure out his outfit, and then you
Yeah.
can see all the
I'll be wearing
photos and
this.
video on Broadway.com. He's going to wear this, throw a jacket on. The nails will be there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they will
they're
be.
there.
They actually will be, I'm sure.
Whenever you see Danny Burstein anywhere on the subway, you're gonna see these for a while because Moulin Rouge is not going anywhere. Thank you for being here.
Of course, my pleasure.
Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast by searching for #live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow when we talk to Carrie Butler of Beetlejuice.